I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, October the 31st, 2014. Tensions and security remain high in Jerusalem today as Israel reopened the Temple Mount to Muslim male worshippers over the age of 50 after Israeli authorities shut down all access to the holy site yesterday following the assassination attempt of 50-year-old Rabbi Yehuda Glick, a well-known activist and advocate for greater Jewish rights to the Temple Mount. Following the closure, the Fatah party had called for a day of rage in Jerusalem and the West Bank, and there have been clashes across the area. Glick, meanwhile, remains in serious condition today in the intensive care unit in a Jerusalem hospital. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry condemned the shooting of Glick and urged calm and restraint on all sides. Kerry said it is absolutely critical that all sides exercise restraint, refrain from provocative actions and rhetoric, and preserve the historic status quo on the Haram el-Sharif Temple Mount in word and in practice. The Anti-Defamation League said they were shocked by the premeditated shooting of Glick and condemned comments made by Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, who called the closure of the Temple Mount a declaration of war. The ADL said Abbas's irresponsible remarks and his failure to condemn the shooting of Glick only served to further fan the flames of this already volatile situation between Israel and the Palestinians. The funeral of the suspected Palestinian shooter of Glick, Mu'atan Hijazi, took place late last night in East Jerusalem. Israel police had gone to Hijazi's home in the Abu Tor neighborhood of Jerusalem to arrest him last night when he opened fire on them. Israeli forces fired back and Hijazi was killed. Haaretz reports that Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, is looking into whether Hijazi had an accomplice when Glick was shot. Meanwhile, clashes between police and Palestinians took place in Abu Tor today, where masked protesters blocked roads and threw fireworks at police who used riot dispersal methods to contain the situation. Israel recalled its ambassador to Sweden, Isaac Bachman, for consultations following Sweden's recognition this week of a Palestinian state. The Times of Israel reports that Bachman told Israel Radio that Stockholm had tried to convince other European countries to follow in its footsteps of Palestinian recognition, but did not succeed. He also said that the Swedish government had a simplistic view of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The ADL said yesterday that the recognition by Sweden was reckless and a, quote, reward for intransigence. ADL National Director Abe Foxman said of the recognition, "It will do nothing to promote Israeli-Palestinian cooperation nor bring about a real Palestinian state. The only effect will be negative, encouraging the Palestinian strategy of circumventing direct negotiations with Israel." U.S. and Israeli National Security Advisors Susan Rice and Yossi Cohen met yesterday at the White House. As we reported to you, the meeting was part of the U.S.-Israel Consultative Group that meets semi-annually on regional security issues of concern. NSC spokesperson Bernadette Meehan released a statement following the meeting, saying the delegations discussed several urgent issues, including efforts by the U.S. and coalition partners to combat and ultimately destroy ISIL. They also pledged continued coordination between the U.S. and Israel. The president of the Central Council of Jews in Germany, Dieter Grauman, says he will not seek a second term in the council's upcoming elections at the end of November. The 64-year-old Grauman explained that the job demands a great amount of time and energy. Born in Israel, Grauman also serves as vice president of the World Jewish Congress. He became a member of the Presidium of the Central Council of Jews in Germany in 2001. Grauman was elected vice president of the council in 2006 and president in 2010, tasked with maintaining the continuity of Jewish life in Germany. Vice president of the council, Joseph Schuster, is expected to run for the presidential post next month. Israel is doing its part to help contain the spread of Ebola, with a special inflatable isolation tent manufactured by Israeli company SYS Technologies. The tents were recently installed and are being used in Guinea and have also been purchased by other countries. Israeli entrepreneur Yossi Yona said the hermetically sealed tents help isolate patients who are infected so as not to spread the deadly virus to those who are not. The company has also developed an incubator-like stretcher for the safe transfer of patients to the isolation tents. A 5-day Israeli film festival opens tomorrow in Vietnam. It marks 20 years of diplomatic ties with Israel. The festival, organized by Israel's embassy, opens tomorrow in Hanoi and then on November the 6th moves to Ho Chi Minh City. Israeli Ambassador Meirav Elon Shachar said the Israeli films shown at the festival will hopefully give Vietnamese audiences a better understanding of Israel and its people. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, October the 31st, 2014. Remember, live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 tonight from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed at 7:30 with the Hazamir Choir from Kfar Saba performing at Teaneck High School in Teaneck, New Jersey. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.